white parties. I've been to Diddy's birthday parties.
Speaking of hiding, Chrisean has come out from hiding and she's asking fans for prayers.
Jason, Lee, and Chrisean just shook up the internet after they came out to spill some major tea about what they saw at Diddy's parties. Both of them were invited to those freak-offs multiple times. And Jason claims that one time Diddy literally to unalive him after he saw something he wasn't supposed to see. Chrisean, on the other hand, didn't get but word on the street is she was serviced to Diddy to be his freak-off baby by Young Miami and the Baddies CEO, Lemuel Plummer. It turns out they had Chrisean doing all kinds of wild things. And Diddy even started paying her double of what she was getting paid to be on Baddies. According to Jason, he has access to inside sources who have been giving him all the tea about Diddy and his shady associates. Jason claims Diddy is trying to pin this whole thing on his sons, Christian and Justin, and that this case actually goes way deeper than any of us realize. If y'all know anything about Jason, then you'll know he has tea on everybody in Hollywood and isn't scared to blackmail anyone, no matter how big they are. Jason has been on Diddy's neck for a while, and it looks like he isn't slowing down on dragging him anytime soon. In fact, he was one of the first people to break the news about Cassie when she filed her lawsuit against Diddy. At the time, he was actually hesitant to speak on Diddy because one, they were friends, and second, he said he didn't want to participate in the downfall of a black man. But baby, after he read through the details of the lawsuit, he was singing a different tune. This was just the start of Jason dragging on Diddy, but he was right back on his neck again during an interview with Cam Newton, in which he revealed some never before heard information about Diddy. Now, for those of y'all who didn't know, Jason and Diddy were not only friends, they also had a business relationship. Jason had a show on Revolt TV, so he got to see some of the things Diddy is being accused of firsthand. He said he never actually had a relationship with Diddy outside of their business, despite going to many of his infamous parties.
I don't have a friendship with Diddy. He's not my friend. We don't hang out. We've texted a few times. I was on his network. I've been to many of his house parties.
Jason also said the parties Diddy used to throw would have so many high-profile people present, including Beyonce and Jay-Z. Diddy would go sometimes as far as hiring military-level security to make sure no one sneaked in and took photos.
I've seen Diddy have to hire extra security, almost the military, to stop people from wanting to scale the wall to get in his house, because on the other side of that wall is Beyonce, Jay-Z, and every big star you want to know. Was there too, but I don't know if he was busting open. I'm just saying. Because they said that too about the good Bishop.
Jason also talked about how Diddy used to terrorize people and how some of the allegations against him made it very difficult for the people who worked around him to feel comfortable with him. He even recalled the time when he was over at Diddy's house to talk business, and the conversation ended with Diddy throwing him.
Musically, he's inspired the world for years. As a human being, he's had lots of conflict. You had Tupac's death, Biggie's death, all the drama. We had the with J-Lo, Shine went to prison. Maybe he shouldn't have went to prison. There's always been these stories about Diddy being evil. I've heard he was the devil. I heard he was evil. He even once me, but I don't know if it was the De Leon or Ciroc or if it just felt itself, but I was taking a picture in his house and he walked over and he said, "Don't you ever try me. I'm letting you know right now I'm a different type." I said, "Do you want to get in the picture or not? Because I'm drunk, you drunk, and I ain't about to do this with you." Yeah, he got in the picture, took the picture, he said, "I f with you, man. If you don't get your crazy Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde out of here. But
Oh, but Jason didn't end it there. Despite all the disturbing things he had to say about Diddy, he actually had quite the opposite to say about his sons, Justin and Christian. He said he knows Diddy's sons personally and they would never do the things they are being accused of doing.
Justin, I don't know Christian as much as I know Justin. I've known Quincy probably 15 years. Those are really good kids. And I'm gonna call them kids even though they're grown, but they're really good people. To see them in handcuffs like that, I ain't gonna lie. And I don't know what's going on both sides, and I'm not a Diddy defender. Let me be very clear. If he did it, he should go to prison. Everybody that I've talked to says something about Diddy. He's evil, he's this, he's that. But that doesn't mean that you got your kids who are good kids out going to find young teenagers to bring back and have sex with. I don't know that to be those kids. If they find evidence that they did that, it would literally shock me because I know them and I don't know them to be those people.
Right after this interview, he appeared in another interview with Adam and Wack 100. And he revealed that 3 years ago, his straight man friend, who is also in the industry, told him about how he was in a freak-off with Diddy and Cassie. But at the time, we didn't know what we know now about Diddy, so he didn't believe him. The description that his friend gave him was just like what Cassie described in court. Jason said his friend told him that Diddy wanted him to sleep with Cassie while he sat in the corner of the room and pleasured himself.
Now, I had a friend who told me years ago, like 3 years ago, we were literally having dinner in New York. And he goes, hey, man, because he used to be a Sean John model. I'm like, yo, so, we were talking about modeling, and we used to do this thing where we would get together. He's straight, I'm gay. We would get together with a small group of us, and we would just eat and just gossip. It really is what it was. And he said, man, I've seen the craziest shit in this game, bro. He goes, one time I was chilling, and I got a call that Puff wanted me to come over. This is all allegedly. He says 3 years ago. Wanted me to come over, pull up. I pulled up, and he wanted me to like play with Cassie's pussy and this, this. And he would sit there and film it, and he was playing with himself. And in my mind, you know what I said? You're a clout chasing, lying, manipulative. Oh my God, I can't trust. I literally stopped hanging out with him.
Believe all victims.
No, I literally. No.
Not all, but.
But was he a victim?
No, he was consenting. So that's what I'm saying. To your point.
Yeah, if Puff calls me, I want you to this hot chick.
But
okay.
This is all allegedly. But at the time when he said it, I really thought he was just crazy being a clout chaser.
That's his thing, though.
And then full circle, I had to go. I had to call him. I went back to New York for something. I pulled up on him and I said, I'm sorry. Because.
Now, while Jason was spilling all this tea, Chrisean also started trending all over social media because people started digging into her past with Young Miami and the rumors about Young Miami and the CEO of Baddies, Lemuel Plummer, servicing her out to Diddy for freak-offs. One of the things that made people look into this in the first place was when a video went viral of Carlissa accusing Young Miami of recruiting Chrisean for Diddy's freak-offs. She said there was a time when Miami started getting really close with Chrisean and taking her out all the time, but she didn't really know why until Diddy was incriminated. That's when she started to put one and two together and realized that Miami was trying to turn Chrisean into one of Diddy's freak-off girls.
They was trying to recruit Chrisean. That's what Diddy and what the girl Chrisean was trying to recruit Rock. Remember that when they was heavily trying to get Rock to hang out with them? I think they was trying to recruit her. She got a lot going on. We're gonna talk about it on this podcast. And we're gonna get to the nitty gritty of all the gritty of the nitty. Cause it's necessary. I think them was trying to recruit her. Cause remember they just had her pulling up to everything. Thought she about do you love her? Mm-hmm. Yeah, remember? See what I'm saying? We don't. This podcast gonna be because y'all know the mama know everything and everybody business. So we gonna find out on this podcast. We ain't gonna talk no shit about nobody. We ain't gonna mock nobody, but we definitely gonna explore the possibilities that was going on. Cause they kept calling her. Remember, pull up to the birthday party. come over here and dance on Carisha. Remember that? I feel like they was trying to recruit that baby to be in on this. That makes, see what I'm saying? That's why I gotta have a podcast, because I gotta get the on the table. Can't nobody get it on the table but my nosy, okay? Tasha K, and she over there making up. I know we gonna get to the bottom of on this podcast. Tell me if I'm lying. Go on over there and tell me if I'm lying. I'm telling you, they was trying to recruit that baby. They said, let's get her away from him. Mm-hmm. That's what they was doing. We gonna put a couple pounds of that on her and have her fly. They ain't gonna never suspect her.
Damn, that would make so much sense.
Mm-hmm.
That's why he grabbed him and he said, what did he say? He said, do you love her, or she needs love? All she needs is love.
All she needs is love.
Ooh.
Now, how about that? We're gonna explore all the possibilities.
Initially, people thought Carlissa was trying to clout chase off the situation, but they did their own digging and actually found receipts of what Carlissa was talking about. People found a video of Chrisean at one of Diddy's parties where he kept leaning over and kissing her face. Chrisean looked really uncomfortable and confused, so she tried to smoothly move back, but he was holding her strong. As if this wasn't weird enough, there is also another video from January of this year where Chrisean was narrating the story of the time Diddy jacked up the executive producer of Baddies, Lemuel Plummer. She said Diddy invited her and Lemuel to his private room, which was right behind his actual house. Apparently, this house was where some private things happened which people suspect are his freak-offs. In that house, no phones were allowed and Lemuel wasn't even allowed to bring his security with him. Chrisean said that as soon as she and Lemuel got inside and met Diddy, Diddy grabbed him by his collar for underpaying her for being on Baddies. Now, I was confused as hell when I first heard this, because what does her getting underpaid by Lemuel have to do with Diddy? However, considering the fact that Diddy was trying to get Chrisean to become one of his escorts, people believe this was just a stunt by Diddy to make Chrisean feel like she was safe in his hands. Chrisean also said that after that day, she and Lemuel started having problems, but he started paying her well.
I'll never forget that motherfucking day, bro. So I set a price. I said 200,000. You said 100. I said 150. I'm not going underneath that, cause what? I'm about to bring a lot to the table. That little party I went to, Diddy party. We went to the little private area. Behind the, cause he had a house behind his house. Like he had a backyard with his backyard with a fat bed, and then it had like a miniature little whatever. And then me and Lemmy go upstairs. They tell him that he can't bring his security. He went in like a little with no security, so it's just me and Lemmy. We go up in there. Hold on. We go up in there. We go upstairs. He like, what's up, Diddy? You know, you met Chrisean. You gave her kisses on the cheek. Early on in the party or whatever. We just wanted to follow up. I'm glad that you Chrisean. And then he grabbed Lemmy by his neck and was like, but do you with her? Like, don't play with her. All she need is love. Don't play with her. Don't play with her. And I didn't understand that till
Jason and Chrisean were and are still very much aware of what Diddy was getting up to even before the rest of us got the tea. Jason has been very loud about what he knows, but Chrisean, on the other hand, has been real mute, even though she has no problem giving us updates about her and Blue that we don't care for. As usual, people had their own thoughts, like this person who said Lemmy was shortchanging her pay and Diddy knew how Lemmy got down, so he cautioned Lemmy. Diddy wanted Chrisean to see him as her hero. Another person said Jason Lee is full of crap. Diddy's two sons was charged with their own charges, one for sex and one for someone. So like father like son, and their father is evil. But now I want to know your thoughts. What do you think about Jason and Chrisean spilling all the tea about Diddy's mess? And do y'all think Jason knows more than he's letting out? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below, and don't forget to click here to watch this other messy video.